Alright, Travis Wayne Goodsall. Revelation 14:1. And I looked, and lo, a Lamb stood upon the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his Father's name written in their foreheads. Yep. These are they which were not defiled of woman. Means a married woman who's had kids. She belongs to somebody else. You're not committing adultery. 18 in section 133. When the Lamb shall stand upon Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his Father's name written in their foreheads. Do you even know the Father's name? Not even the Nicene Creed gives us a name. Same name as the Son. Amen. Father Amen, Son Amen. The Sun God at noonday. So, looking for the crossroads of the Sun God. Next week, 8 April 2024. Alright, Jasmine. So, Jasmine has had some problems. She's been bullied in her life, and so that's made her insecure, despite being a closet intellectual. She always asks questions that are inspiring and connected to things that are going on, and she just doesn't want to admit it. She's wanting to be shy. But nonetheless, I keep telling her, nonetheless, she keeps denying it. No. And so she's replying to the pin I put on, after paying for Armageddon, LDS Church President orders Mormons to die. Or to have sex, I think. Die too. Because that's what it was all about. Armageddon is death. The human race is almost extinct. What are you going to do now? Well, I'm going to go to Disneyland. I don't know about that one and only woman left on the face of the earth. So good afternoon, Travis. I see that now. That I was replying to her comment as well, and I put yet another Jasmine Fashion picture in there as Prophetess Jasmine, which is the famous painting of Deborah, which means bee in Hebrew. And so yes, there's bee symbolism in Scripture if you know where to look. Right, Beehive State. So yeah, learning of the Jews, not Christian. If you use Christianity, you're gonna miss all of the prophecies and revelations of the prophets and revelators. And that's why the prophets are lying to you. They are false prophets. They were prophesied to be false prophets. And Mormons were prophesied to believe them and give them of their substance and make them rich, while Mormons continue to suffer and think they're worthless scum. Not Jasmine. She's a closet intellectual. And I will prove that with this comment. And so, yeah, she had sent me an email comment, and I replied to her, but I intended also, because it's one of the post-it notes here in the pile that's becoming a mountain, to do the video on it anyway. And so that's what I did with that video, since she had made a YouTube comment exactly the same as her email comment. Did you copy and paste it, Jasmine? And so yeah, now she's saying, I see that now. As I was saying in the email, I'm behind on your videos. Yeah, a whole month. A whole month. You've missed out on everything. And so, yeah, I will have to take that into consideration when I give this reply video. Catching on them today. Yes, I will spend my manic Monday on, not another Tuesday on. Listening and learning from TWG. I feel very blonde now. Oh, you feel like a woman, do you? Man, I feel like a woman. Dun, 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 dun. Repeating something that you had already... It was a month ago. Relax. It was a month. See, there have been those certain women that I really like, who I tease because I like them, and they don't understand teasing. So I have to change my behavior because they don't understand my teasing. And it's not mean teasing, it's playful teasing. But anyway, yeah, it's frustrating to have to realize that you can't participate in social activities because nobody will understand you. And then everybody will want to burn you as a witch. I got a good Sunday activity. Let's burn Travis as a witch. Anyway, and so oh my God, Jasmine, your intelligence level is high. That's what I keep telling you, and you're not believing me. Blah 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 blah. But here's a question for you. If I read this right, it seems like the Lord is telling Hosea to go be with his polygamous wife, which is something I thought was taught in the Bible. Or wasn't taught in the Bible. Because she did a check in the Jewish law and learned that polygamy is bad unless you're the king, and bestiality is wrong, and family incest is wrong, and some other stuff that she found. She studies, and that's more than the majority of Mormons. Mormons just get a feeling. It has to be the right feeling in order to stay in the church. Otherwise, you're an apostate cohort if you get the wrong feeling. And so it's Hosea 3:1, and she even put the Hebrew in, biblical Hebrew, but Hebrew nonetheless. Isn't that so cute? And there she is saying, I'm not that intelligent. Here's the biblical Hebrew. Jasmine. And so, for all of you who don't know biblical Hebrew, the English translation, which is incorrect, and this is what we get to go over because she missed that video over the past month. Videos, repeated it several times. On certain topic days, that's how it goes. That's how I flow. Let it flow, let it flow. And the Lord said unto me, Go yet, love a woman, beloved of her friend, and an adulteress, even as the Lord loveth the children of Israel, though they turn unto other gods named Jesus, and love cakes of raisins. Can it be chocolate chip cake? Even though chocolate's a rarity nowadays. Because somebody did boo-boos with the production all around the world. So yeah, it's mistranslated. And this is where Jasmine has done it yet again. She just doesn't know it. She's inspired. She's in tune. Mormons understand this concept, sort of, not really, but if you were to tell them that, they would go, yeah, isn't it great? Church is true. Why aren't you baptized, Jasmine? Jasmine is a prophetess. She's getting visions. She's having inspiration. This is why she is awesome. She doesn't seem to understand yet because she's still a babe in the woods. And so, the biblical Hebrew text wasn't composed until 800 to 1000 CE. These Jewish Masoretes had been destroyed by the Roman Empire, temple destroyed, Jews scattered. There was a group of Therapeutae who were from Jerusalem that just disappeared from the records. There's no trace of where they went. Whereas the other Therapeutae, even the Egyptian Alexandria Therapeutae group, became the most popular, as that was also where the Library of Alexander was, where the Jews were taking from the Egyptian documents and creating the biblical texts. And so in the Qumran community, you have that Therapeutae group that was more a scribal school where they were learning to copy and paste papyra text onto other papyra. And there's evidence of what they needed to do when they made a mistake. It had to be 100% perfect, no mistakes in it. And so, yeah, you can see that the teacher had his red Sharpie. Error, fail, loser, blonde. Oh, Jasmine. And so, what needs to be done is remove all of the Masoretic vowel points and lines. Gone. Remove them all. Because what they did was create a phonetic phoneme component to the words so that it can be spoken, but spoken in one and only one way, and thus the translation could be one and only one translation. And if you're unfamiliar with the King Follett sermon of Joseph Smith tells you this biblical Hebrew text is wrong. Elohim is indeed supposed to be translated plural all the way through. He is correct. Done that video forever, even long before, back in 2015. And so it's in Aramaic script, because these 800 BCE Masoretes, Jews, clung to the hatred of the Samaritans, which kept the Paleo-Hebrew script form. And so that's why they changed the biblical Hebrew text into Aramaic. And by doing that, they've removed the prophecy and revelation of the inventor of Paleo-Hebrew and the vocabulary that corresponds with it. They are prophecy and revelation. As we are about to witness, Alpha and Chi, it's Omega in Greek, and it's Tau, but that's Babylonian Semitic phonemes, which is wrong. It's the X of Chi in Greek. That's the last letter in Paleo-Hebrew. And so that is the crossroads of the sun god, the name of the Father on your forehead. Or I can look over it that way, don't I? but I can't see the camera to see that I'm looking in the right place. There's something different over there, isn't there? There's a different prop today. Yep, I got my mark in the forehead of the Father's name. It's like St. Patrick's Day. I don't need to wear green because it's my birthday. I'm exempt. It's my name. I'm exempt. But nonetheless, I'm going with the party. And I'm the only one there. My first time trying to be social and nobody shows. Hilarious. And so said the Lord, and it's actually L. They're wanting to say unto me with the way it was done. The Aleph being the me and the Lamed being the unto or to. And so there you have the sex word. They always translate it wrong. New. It's sex. And so what's interesting is that they've got a repeated word in between wife. And you're going, wife? Where's wife? We need to have the other one up on the screen so I can flip back and forth. And it's to you, but it's not in the translation. Like I said, the translation is completely wrong. And I should probably have this up and then refer to this. And to your wife, but it's Aben. And it's actually brother is Ah, or is it Ach? I think it's Ach. Is a different word, I think. But yeah, that's spouse. And so yeah, it could go either way because it's spouse. But it's got the feminine singular ending that the Masoretes put in there. It needs to be removed because they put in letters as vowels, just like the Greeks did. And so I don't see any indication of what the word would be other than love and beloved. And so that is what they're using here for the word love, is Ab. And they've got a number of different words for love according to Brown, Driver, and Briggs. And so it's a specific love here. And so you've got father on the outside with the air in the middle, which would represent Shu, who is the father, if we're using Paleo Hebrew. Like I said, this is not translated correctly. I'm going to check. It's bugging me. I have to find out if it's brother or not brother, and if brother is the other spelling. Alright, 4:2 is the first instance. So I'll go to a different Blue Letter Bible. This is 4. And then Westminster Leningrad Codex. Yeah. It's the altar one in Aramaic script, not the air of Paleo Hebrew, which is heaven because of the ladder And then the sky is the flail in Paleo-Hebrew. And so, yeah, it is Shu in this particular case as one form of it. But Ahab is the word. And Ahab is baby name meaning for baby name meaning Ahab, father's brother. So it's not Ahab, it's Ahab. Just those things that you gotta know, otherwise you reveal that you don't know. And so the beloved wife, and then they've got beloved again with the feminine plural ending. But then there's that word, Ra, the god of the sun, the alternative of Amun. And so, yes, it is a form of Amun, because Amun is the sun god at noonday, but Ra in Egyptian belonged to the usurpers of the 19th dynasty, who embraced Ra over Amun, because new families in town, and so they chose Satan as their god, and Ra as the priesthood, and so thus the Set and Ra-Mose dynasty. So yeah, they even replaced Moses with a false Christ. Amazing. So yeah, some interesting stuff there. The wives of Ra, or beloveds of Ra. And then Israel, Ben, son of Israel, Et, there it is, there's the sign of the latter days. First and last letter. And they use it as a direct object indicator. Normal translation is together with, because the first and last letters are being used. And then it's again, a third time, Ahab is being used. So that would be love again, wouldn't it? Whoops. According to the love of the Lord, yeah. But adulterous, that's men offet. Interesting. Because that's not a normal Hebrew word, because Hebrew words are two letters. And then they have a prefix determinative as the third letter. And so if you know Hebrew and you're going, no, Travis, it's a three-letter word. No, you're thinking of Babylonian Semitic. You're not thinking Paleo-Hebrew. Oh. So there are those exception words, but the anomalies are such that you can see the pattern match within the anomaly to figure out what was going on with the author, or the writer of the text. So yeah, the author. Oh. But off, isn't that face? Pen. Okay. Mouth. Not. Oh. That's not. That's the. I need to find my devoweled. Well, actually, I didn't print it up, did I? It'd be in a file. And it's before, not after. So it looks to be a two-word combo. Min, which, yeah, Amen, is derived from that with the prefix determinative of the sun. And so thus you have king and high priest there. But then you have the Eye of Horus and J-stroke with the line above for heaven, which they would carry in parade processions. A staff that had a flat surface on it, and then they'd put a little statue thing of a particular deity and stuff. And so, yeah, they're claiming that's adulterous. But it's in the plural. And multiple. And so it's not adulterous. Yeah, it's singular in the English. And you know that it's the plural because they're using the singular as the age in other places. The different Masoretic groups use the different endings. One used the T as the feminine singular, the other used the H as the feminine singular. And the one who used the H as the feminine singular used the T as the feminine plural. And feminine plural was the yod for the ones who used the T as the feminine singular. They could not be consistent. They literally created something completely different, except that the Latin Vulgate and the Septuagint that were made before it is what they tried to get it to conform to. And you can see they botched it because those previous translations from the Septuagint and the Latin Vulgate are wrong. That's what this means, in case you're not understanding why I'm rambling on about this. And so there's Yahweh, and then it's supposed to be a direct object indicator, but it's together with the sun. I need to remove the yod from the original text. The son of Israel. That son of Israel is Joseph, the birthright blessing son. That's who they're talking about. The lineage. And so thus, Messiah ben Joseph, in 2 Nephi chapter 3, verse, well, several of the verses in there. The whole thing is talking about Joseph and being the preparer for the coming of the Messiah for Mormons. And so that's why they put the plural for sons, to get the concept of generations. But son of Israel is understood because of the Messiah ben Joseph. Joseph is of the fruit of the loins of Joseph. Messiah ben Joseph. They really don't have anything for great, fourth great grandparents, stuff like that. It's just son of. And then Hem, Fen, faces. It's in the plural, but you don't use faces, do you? They have look to other gods. It's not look. It's faces the God of gods. You've heard of Lord of Lords, King of Kings? There's God of gods. But they don't want to translate it that way. Eharim, and there's love again. So they're using love multiple times. Love flagons of wine. You're drunks. That's interesting. That's 6 on them. Hebrew numbers. Yeah, it's composed of 6 with the prefix determinative of an A. I'm not seeing a number that uses the A in front of it. Interesting. Okay. And so flagons, I wonder if that has something to do with the number 6, with the way they came in a batch of 6. I don't know. That would be interesting to know, but that would explain why it's comparable to the number 6. So, yeah, fascinating. And so you're wondering about polygamy in here, and there really isn't. It's basically calling the Latter-day Mormons whores, adulterers, cheating with other nations, cheating on their God with Jesus. You know, that Christmas tree from Jeremiah 10 is what it's really talking about. Cheating with other gods, the God of God, the faces of other gods. But they don't call it that. Yeah, it's not look, guys. It's face. So, fascinating. So it would be the loves of Ra, beloved spouse, beloved women of Ra. The T is messing this up. And I'd have to go through and make sure that it's consistent in its translation, because what they did is screwed up the linguistic pattern of the original author. And so I'd have to go back and establish the noun, verb, direct object pattern. And so it's Yah is the actual person who's speaking here. And so Yah is saying to Yahweh, and you need to understand the creation story to understand the difference. And I'm not sure if you caught that within the past month, Jasmine, because Yah is the God of Genesis 1, who's the son of Yah, Father Yah, Son Yah. And when Son Yah completes the creation of the heavens and the earth, in Genesis 2:4, he is given the new name, Yahweh. And so that's why you see Yah here. And he could also be referring to Father Yah, as Yahweh is in the text. And so it can't be Son Yah says Yahweh, so it'd be Father Yah in this particular instance is saying. And yeah, it's prophetic. It's not literal history. And so it speaks in godly terms. You will see the God names listed in the original text and original translation as a result. But what the Masoretes did, trying to conform and comply to the Christian alterations of the Latin Vulgate and the composition of the Septuagint into the Greek, has screwed things up. And the individual documents indicate that during the Roman period they were also creating different documents as they were in Greek, not Paleo-Hebrew. They didn't do what the Rosetta Stone did. And so with the comparable Paleo-Hebrew script of Genesis that was in the Dead Sea Scrolls, that's why they were forcing the Septuagint manuscripts that they called Genesis with the Paleo-Hebrew script. And you can't do that because the Greek being imposed over it screws up the linguistic pattern. It makes it so that you've got multiple personalities writing the book to simplify what's going on here. So yeah, so this is fun stuff, Jasmine. And we're not talking about, we did kind of talk about sex, didn't we? Can't avoid it. It's a basic necessity of life. And so, yeah. Beloved wife, to your beloved wife. Have sex to your beloved wife, beloved of Ra, unless it's Terra, and the T belongs with Ra. Yeah, I'd have to fool around. It would take some time because I got to find the linguistic pattern of the original author. So, but fun stuff. Let's to Hosea. Lord, Hoshua is the correct phonetics. if we were to do it correctly. It's not. It's Shua is salvation. Jesus. Here you have Shua. That's involved here. Salvation. But it's the air symbol. And so thus of the Father. Shu, the air god. Salvation of the Father, the plan of Heavenly Father, as Mormons know it. And so they call it Lucifer. Alrighty? So yeah, no. So Father, Yah, says to Yahweh God, knowledge to your beloved wife, and then I'm stuck with a T at the moment, but beloved of Ra. So he's saying to have sex with his wife, not a polygamous woman. And so then he goes on to say, and adulteresses, technically, as beloved of Yahweh, together with the son of Israel, and whose faces of the God of gods it's not other. They translate it as other, but it's not other. And it's got the word brother in it, in the first two. But the word would actually be hor. The A is the prefix determinative. And beloved of the six, and flagons of wine. Interesting. And so, yeah, the adulteresses are the future. He's supposed to have sex with his wife, who is of Ra. And so it's not adulterous. Running out of ideas. No. Nose. It had something to do with the face because of the one particular pattern. The nose is in that word. Men, nose, in the feminine plural. Interesting. So smell is involved in the composition of the meaning of the word. English doesn't do any justice. Okay. That's about as far as I can go for you. The future Mormons are the ones who are worshiping Jesus. But that word is not adulterous. It has something to do with nose. And yeah, prostitutes put on makeup and perfume. Don't Don't get caught up on that to try to reinforce the incorrect translation. So thank you, Jasmine. Well, why did it take you that long? Alrighty, we're done. It's not cakes of raisins, is it? It's wine, Jasmine. Flagons of wine. Where are you getting cakes of raisins? Which text are you using to get cakes of raisins? Which translation, Jasmine? Raisin cakes. There's the thumbnail picture. You're gonna be so cute.